Femke Bol is one of the greatest hurdlers the world has ever produced. She has gold medals lined up in her cabinet. She holds records with her name written all over them. And then, right when she was standing at the very top of her sport, she calmly walked away from the event that made her famous. Why would anyone do that? Why walk away from something you already dominate? The answer is bold, a little unsettling, and honestly, it might be the smartest thing she has ever said out loud. Femke Bol, who now competes under the surname Broders, spent years ruling the 400-meter hurdles. In 2023, she became world champion in that event, and that same year, she was named the world's top female athlete by a leading track magazine. Add to that 11 European Championship gold medals, indoor and outdoor combined, and you get a career most runners can only dream about. But here's what makes Femke different. She never settles. Even while she was already the best hurdler on the planet, she went back and rebuilt her entire race from scratch, reworking her stride pattern, the precise rhythm of her steps between the barriers, just to find a fraction more speed. Most champions guard what already works. Femke keeps taking it apart to see if it can be better. Her coach, Swiss trainer Laurent Meuwly, noticed something extra in her a while back. Around the end of 2023, he suggested to a track publication that she might have what it takes to perform over 800 meters too, saying he could picture it becoming a real option for her. And why not? Femke is fast, not just hurdles fast, but flat-out fast. She smashed a world indoor 400-meter record that had stood untouched for 41 years, clocking 49.26, then went even quicker afterward at the World Indoor Championships. In Boston, she produced a world indoor best for 500 meters. She split a relay leg in under 48 seconds. And she's dipped under 50 seconds in the flat 400 more times than anyone can count. That kind of natural speed doesn't come along often. So in August 2026, Femke finally made the jump. She left the hurdles behind. At 26, she stepped into her first major championship as a two-lap runner. And here's the daring part. She picked possibly the toughest moment in history to attempt it. Right now, the women's 800 meters is blazing. Switzerland's Audrey Werro has become the third fastest woman ever over the distance, running blistering times in Stockholm and then Paris. Olympic and European champion Keely Hodgkinson beat her to the world indoor title back in March and has pushed her own national record down further, openly saying she wants the world record for herself. Add Britain's Georgia Hunter-Bell into the mix, and this is arguably the strongest era the event has ever seen. That world record has stood since 1983, over 4 decades untouched, the oldest surviving outdoor world record in all of track and field. So Femke isn't easing in gently. She's jumping straight into a pool of sharks. And somehow, she seems to be enjoying every second of it. Her first real attempt at the 800 came indoors in February, in Metz, clocking just under 2 minutes. Then injury forced a month off. But once she returned in the summer, her times began falling fast, through Ostrava, then Hengelo, then a breakthrough run in Paris in late June that placed her second, just behind Werro. In London in July, she ran another strong time, again finishing close behind Hodgkinson. For someone brand new to the event, that's an astonishingly quick rise. So how does she feel about becoming an entirely new kind of runner? She keeps her answer simple. The event suits her, and she's genuinely enjoying both the training and the progress. She describes herself as a naturally quick 800 runner whose endurance still needs serious work, a real shift in mindset from the hurdles. And this is where the real secret shows up. Femke isn't afraid. Looking at a field stacked with superstars, she said something you rarely hear a champion admit, that she feels like a young athlete again, discovering everything for the first time, unafraid of failing, because at this stage she has nothing left to lose. She says she's simply enjoying not knowing what her own ceiling looks like. Pause on that for a second. She's already a world champion. She could have stayed comfortable and kept collecting hurdle medals for years to come. Instead, she chose to become a beginner again, on purpose, just to see how far she can actually go. She describes the pain of the two events very differently. In the hurdles, the wall hits hard and fast, and you can watch the finish line closing in while your speed drops. In the 800, the wall isn't as brutal, but it arrives earlier. She feels the fatigue creeping in around the 500-meter mark, yet it's a kind of pain she can keep pushing through for much longer. Either way, She says you have to learn to almost enjoy the discomfort if you want to run these races well. This fresh start has clearly re-energized her whole career. She says she loves discovering herself all over again in a new way. In many training sessions, she has no idea how hard the work will be before she starts. She simply steps into the unknown, and instead of dreading that uncertainty, she embraces it. When asked whether her coach ever talks to her about breaking the world record, she stayed grounded, pointing out that if it were that simple, far more 400m runners would have already made the switch. Her coach keeps her focused on small, stacked goals building toward one bigger picture. If a bigger target ever becomes realistic, he'll bring it up when the time is right. For now, it's one step at a time. Her next major test is the European Championships in Birmingham, and she's refreshingly honest about not fully knowing what to expect there. In the hurdles, you run in your own lane and follow your own race plan no matter what anyone else does. In the 800, everything can change in a single second. Favorites get eliminated in heats or semifinals simply because of one tactical mistake. So she's treating Birmingham as a learning experience, hoping to reach the final, give her best effort, and see what comes of it. She'll also run the 4x400 relay there. Perhaps the hardest adjustment of all is learning to give up control. In the hurdles, she and her coach would map out a single plan and she'd execute it regardless of the competition around her. The 800 is chaos by comparison, full of bodies, elbows, and sudden surprises. She's had to learn that she might walk in with a perfect plan A, but if 3 other runners have different plans of their own, she may never get to run it. Now she has to build a plan that stretches all the way from A to Z, and trust that falling back to plan Z doesn't mean she ran a bad race. By her own admission, that's a massive shift for her mindset. And that's the real secret behind Femke Bol right now. It isn't a special drink. It isn't some new pair of shoes. It's a mindset. She took everything she had already won, set it down gently, and chose to start all over again with a smile on her face.